Hello and welcome to Laze Training PH. This is Advanced English through Stories and Shadowing. This practice series is designed to help you understand sophisticated English, express thoughtful ideas, and speak with a clearer, more natural rhythm. Today's story is called The Decision No One Wanted to Make. It is about a leader who must choose between meeting an important deadline and protecting the company's long term interests. First, listen to the complete story. Do not repeat yet. Focus on the situation, the speaker's tone, and the meaning behind the words. Let's begin. Mika had spent nearly a year preparing her company's most important product launch. The project had required long meetings, difficult negotiations, and countless revisions. Employees from several departments had worked overtime, and senior management had already announced the launch date to customers and investors. 3 days before the official release, however, Mika received an unexpected report. A member of the quality assurance team had discovered a minor technical defect. It did not make the product completely unusable, but under certain conditions, it could cause serious inconvenience for customers. The probability of failure was low. The consequences, however, could be significant. During an emergency meeting, several managers argued that the launch should continue as planned. They reminded Mika that postponing it would be expensive and potentially embarrassing. One executive said, "No product is completely perfect. We can correct the problem in the next update." Another added, "If we delay now, our competitors will take advantage of the situation." Mika understood their concerns. She also knew that postponing the launch could damage the company's credibility. Yet, proceeding with a known defect could cause even greater harm. For several minutes, nobody spoke. Everyone was waiting for Mika to make the decision that no one else wanted to make. Finally, she said, "I recognize the financial and reputational consequences of a delay. However, our responsibility does not end when the product leaves our office. It begins when a customer places their trust in us." She paused before continuing. "If we knowingly release something that does not meet our standards, we may protect today's deadline, but we will compromise tomorrow's credibility. I am therefore recommending that we postpone the launch until the issue has been resolved." The room remained silent. It was not the decision everyone wanted, but it was the decision the situation required. The launch was delayed by 2 weeks. Initially, the company received criticism. Some customers expressed disappointment, and several investors questioned the management team. But when the improved product was finally released, it performed successfully. More importantly, Mika's decision created a stronger culture of accountability within the company. Her colleagues realized that leadership was not simply the ability to make popular decisions. Sometimes leadership meant accepting short term pressure in order to protect long term trust. Let us examine 5 useful expressions from the story. Listen first and then repeat after me. 1. Weigh the long term consequences. This means considering what may happen in the future before making a decision. Repeat after me. Before proceeding, we need to weigh the long term consequences. 2. Raise a concern. This means to professionally bring attention to a possible problem. Repeat after me. I would like to raise a concern regarding the proposed timeline. 3. Compromise our credibility. This means to weaken people's trust in us. Repeat after me. A careless decision could compromise our credibility. 4. Take responsibility for the outcome. This means accepting accountability for what happens. Repeat after me. As the project leader, I must take responsibility for the outcome. 5. The situation requires. This expression is used when a difficult action is necessary, even if it is unpopular. Repeat after me. This may not be the easiest decision, but it is what the situation requires. Now, repeat each sentence after me. Focus on clarity, confidence, and sentence stress. The probability of failure was low. The consequences, however, could be significant. We need to weigh the long term consequences. I recognize the financial impact of this decision. Our responsibility does not end when the product is released. We must not compromise the trust of our customers. Leadership requires both courage and accountability. It was not the popular decision, but it was the responsible one. Very good. Now, we will shadow part of the story slowly. Speak with me. Try to begin immediately after you hear each phrase. Use the pauses to divide the ideas naturally. Ready? 3 days before the official release, Mika received an unexpected report. A technical defect had been discovered, and although the probability of failure was low, the consequences could be significant. Several managers argued that the launch should continue as planned. They were concerned about the cost, the company's reputation, and the reaction of investors. Mika understood their concerns, but she also recognized that customer trust was at risk. She decided to accept short term pressure in order to protect long term credibility. Excellent. This time, listen to how the important words receive stronger stress. Then repeat. We need to weigh the long term consequences. I would like to raise a concern. We must not compromise our credibility. Leadership is not about popular decisions. It is about making responsible decisions. Now, say them again with me at a natural speed. We need to weigh the long term consequences. I would like to raise a concern. We must not compromise our credibility. Leadership is not about making popular decisions, it is about making responsible decisions. Now, let us practice at a natural professional speed. Do not stop if you miss a word. Keep following the rhythm and continue speaking. Mika understood that postponing the launch would have financial and reputational consequences. Nevertheless, she believed that releasing a product with a known defect would create a greater risk. By accepting short term criticism, she protected the company's long term credibility and strengthened its culture of accountability. Let us do it one more time. Mika understood that postponing the launch would have financial and reputational consequences. Nevertheless, she believed that releasing a product with a known defect would create a greater risk. By accepting short term criticism, she protected the company's long term credibility and strengthened its culture of accountability. Well done. For the final challenge, shadow the complete passage without stopping. Are you ready? Leadership is often tested when every available choice has a disadvantage. In such moments, a leader cannot depend entirely on popularity, convenience, or short term results. The leader must examine the facts, acknowledge the risks, and decide which principles should guide the organization. A responsible decision may create temporary difficulty, but it can also protect trust, strengthen credibility, and influence the culture of an entire team. Excellent work. Now, answer this reflection question in your own words. If you were in Mika's position, would you have postponed the launch? Why or why not? Try to speak for at least 1 minute. Support your answer with a reason. an example, and a possible consequence. You have completed episode 1 of Laze Advanced English Through Stories and Shadowing. Today, you practiced advanced expressions for leadership, responsibility, and decision making. Remember, advanced English is not simply about using difficult words. It is about communicating complex ideas with clarity, purpose, and confidence. Repeat this episode several times. First, focus on understanding. Next, focus on pronunciation and rhythm. Finally, record your own voice and compare your delivery. This is Lace Trading PH, Clear English, Confident You. Thank you for practicing with me, and I will see you in the next episode.